So animated movies. Jodie Benson would never be cast as the Little Mermaid today. It's all stars all the time, and we've really changed over the years, and to the point now, if you look at Turbo and the Smurfs 2, where now there is a star for every tiny little part in an animated movie. And in watching Turbo in particular, I thought Ryan Reynolds really phoned it in and hurt the film because he just didn't deliver
the Croods as well.
Yeah.
He was the same for me in the Croods. Yeah.
So my question is like, do you think that star talent actually helps the entertainment value of a film? Because from a marketing standpoint, it does bring audiences in. So
it gets the butts in the seats.
People did go see the Smurfs 2 because of Katy Perry.
Katy Perry, and and you knew it was. I mean, it was reliable because we knew the first one. I mean, I guess you can even go back to the first. And why did people go see that? I mean, yeah, that's an interesting. I think people went to see that too, just because parents grew up with those. I don't know that the star names behind the Smurfs.
There's so many though.
There's so many.
There are a lot.
Tiny role though, and that's what I'm asking. Do we need?
I mean, I don't think Anton Yelchin brings in
anything.
And Brainy was a big character in that, but yeah.
But you have, like, passive-aggressive Smurf is Jimmy Kimmel, and you got
for one line.
But if you look at the credit roll at the end, there are like 40 celebrities on Smurfs too. For me, I find it very distracting because I'm like, wait, I know that voice.
I know that.
Why do
right.
I know
You're trying
that
to
voice?
figure it out. Yep.
It gives parents something to do during a bad film.
Yeah. Well, do you think it's because the product itself has dropped to a certain level that now there has to be some cachet, and rather than it being the golden era where we had Little Mermaid, Lion King, Aladdin, and the movies really spoke for themselves, you have to have the person speak so that the movie doesn't have to speak that much.
There's different reasons to hire. I mean, one is if you're hiring a famous actor, you're getting their perspective. So like you're getting a Robin Williams point of view, or John Oliver as Vanity Smurf. I actually thought he did a good job. He has a particular way of speaking. If you watch watch him do it in the featurettes, you see that he's delivering what you see on the Daily Show. He has a perspective. And then sometimes you're hiring people because they just are great at the role, and those are usually the less famous people, but maybe they just are going to nail it. And like a Kristen Wiig or somebody like that with Despicable Me. I would actually say Despicable Me, not Despicable Me 2, but Despicable Me, she really created a character. And then you have to, when they just hire it like Ryan Reynolds or Brad Pitt in Sinbad, where they're literally just like showing up and talking into a mic.
What it is, like, I mean, Johnny Depp even in Rango. It's I mean, Steve Carell, I think, has been one of the best in recent years because he morphs his voice so well. Like, he was actually really he wasn't just Steve Carell voicing a character.
No, he created that character, and it was amazing.
And if you go back to Despicable Me, which because I have a child who's almost 3, I watch it every day. And I really, really revel in how brilliant all of the acting was, because Jason Segel's voice, I mean, you can't even tell that's Jason Segel. Russell Brand as Dr. Nefario, like, you didn't even know. And so you get that marketing ability of putting these famous actors on talk shows and getting the word out about the movie and being able to put their name on the marquee, and yet they really developed a character for their character, And so to me that's exciting, but I want Hollywood to step it up.
I think
demand
Disney
more.
Pixar in particular is a lot better about choosing the voice actors for their talent first and not necessarily their name value, because they've taken stuff. I mean, the little kid in Up, nobody knows who he
Ed
is.
Asner was the biggest star.
Ed Asner was exactly. So like nobody knew who they were, and then they came in and just blew everybody out of the water, and they continue to do that too. Even in Planes, there's one of the breakout characters is Carlos Alazraqui, and he's really, really good. He's a great voice actor who's been a lot around. He was the voice of the Taco Bell dog, the Chihuahua, and he is such a scene stealer in that movie. So they'll hire based on like their talent first and then who they are second. So I think but I think what you're talking about is more, I call it the DreamWorks style of casting, where it's name recognition first, talent way down the line. Oh, we'll just work with that person, even if they're not the best choice for that role. Maybe they can't do voice acting, and there's a real talent to creating a character with voice talent.
But by the way, if you're going to do that, then you need a director who has that ability, which the director of Turbo had done. Like, I can't even remember, but it wasn't going real high on the,
I think what it is animation has gotten really sloppy, because now it's computer animation and you don't have to sit and draw something cell by cell. I'm not saying it's easy. It still takes years, but it doesn't take the kind of real masterwork that it used to. And where the hell are the musicals? I want a musical.
That's right.
Because
Yeah,
then you get
Disney
people
musical
who
where-
can
There's
sing.
no Beauty and the Beast. There's no Little
Lion King,
Mermaid.
all
I
that.
want somebody who's
Yes,
going to sing
yes,
and talk
yeah.
and be a voice.
Well,
and I don't
Frozen,
need to know
Frozen
who they
might be
are.
our like,
Frozen
yay.
has- yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But by the
holy
way, when
grail.
when that happens now in animated movies, I'm almost like, what?
Right.
Oh, I forgot that's how we
It's
used
a
to do it.
little jarring. Yeah,
Well, and I think the question comes bigger into play: do we need to make quality entertainment for our children?
Yes.
And I think
No.
I think Hollywood.
Bright colors,
Sasha
bright
says, who
colors.
cares?
I mean,
Yeah.
no, because I look
suggest
at
that.
like the Smurfs cartoon I watched as a kid.
Oh, why we adore that.
And then I look at the Smurfs movie and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you poor things.
Absolutely.